So believe me, these are not big barriers as you think. The first one is language. So most of us may be so passionate about doing research in like abroad countries, maybe in the US or in the Europe. So we might be thinking, well, I may not be able to go because my language is not good. I don't know how to speak English well. So trust me, don't worry. People here, they will accept you. They know we don't know English much, and they're not judging our accent. They are not judging our grammar or how we make a sentence. What they are judging is our caliber, our potential, our motivation, and devotion for the science. And nationality. Nobody will judge you based on the nationality. I have many friends here. It's from different countries like China, Korea, Japan, and like India. So none of these people in the US never discriminate any student based on their nationality. For them, we all are internationals. It's not about like, are you an Indian or are you a Chinese? No way. There is no discrimination. And next one is financial conditions. Don't worry about your financial conditions if you have a dream to do a PhD, because there are many fellowships. Universities will give you different fellowships and assistantships, like teaching assistantship or research assistantship. You will be able to survive and you can save an enough amount of money. But at the end of the day, you will get a degree as well as some earnings. So don't worry about the finance. Grades. So some of us may be thinking, okay, my grades was not great during my BVSC or during my MVSC. So I may be able to go for some PhD degrees in abroad countries. Grades are not important to a certain extent. The different universities will be prioritizing different aspects. So like for big universities like Harvard or like something like, their criteria may be different, but there are many other universities, or there are many different programs like veterinary science or like animal science or agricultural or like general public universities. There are a lot of universities with prior knowledge about the subject in depth. Don't worry about that. If you don't have much knowledge about the subject, you still have the opportunity to read and learn in deep and deep. You have a nice environment when you are doing your PhD. Try to read a lot of things and learn about the subject. Hands-on experience. Don't worry if you don't have any prior experience. Once you complete your BVSC, don't worry about that. If you can make some experience, that is good, but don't get much worried about your experience. And I would suggest you, if you have any passion for research, please contact your any faculty in your universities and try to find out some small research projects and try to get some basic hands-on experience, like how to pipette things or how to make some agar plates for like bacterial culture, how to do like basic screening of bacteria, or like what is PCR, what is primer designing. So it's good to have a small experience on that, but it's not that important. So don't worry these listed things as a big barrier for you. And how to break these barriers within you. There are some barriers, it is not outside you, it is within you. First one is lack of confidence. You have to overcome that. Don't think that you are not suitable for anything. Try to determine what is your confidence level and try to build up your confidence. Try to have an attitude, have a dedication and a motivation for the research. And you should have a direction. Think about what you want to do after 10 years from now, where you want to place yourself, how to sell yourself. So you have to have a motivation. And if you don't have enthusiasm, get the enthusiasm from the environment. When you are doing the PhD, learn from others, how people are making success, learn from your mentors, learn from the other faculty members. So if any of these factors is zero, like attitude, your direction, and the environment, the results can be zero. But still, you can work on this and you can improve yourself and you can make success. And all these factors are partially influenced by your personal decision, like how to deal with your confidence level, how to deal with your motivation and enthusiasm. So it's all within you. So please break the barriers within you. So my suggestions to the student researchers. So these are my points, what I learned from my life. We will come with lot of challenges. Don't give up. Second one, be motivated, determined, and self criticize. Sometimes we may not be doing right. So please take time and criticize yourself. Did you take the right decision or the wrong decision? Are you doing the things right or wrong? So please go for that. And third one is explore the opportunities. Go for the meetings like conferences, symposiums, and like organizational meetings, and meet different people. Meet the eminent people or the legends in the field. It can be veterinary surgeons who is working in the field, or it can be the scientists, or it can be the faculty members. Go and meet those people, talk to them, introduce yourself. So don't hesitate or stop you from contacting other people, and create networks. Creating network is very important in research. So whenever you go for some meetings or like conferences, try to present something like posters or like presentations. People interact with eminent persons and begin a networking there, and find some collaborators when you are doing the research. So don't do the research in your own lab. Try to collaborate with the people in the other labs. It can be in the same institute or it can be in the different institute. And if you find some collaborators, that will open up new networks for you. And also they will give you very good suggestions, and follow the research ethics. This is very important. Sometimes the research may not go in a way what we wanted. Sometimes our results are negative. So don't fake your result. Please don't do that. Because research has an ethics and we have to follow the ethics. And the next one is don't compare with others. So please don't compare with your friends. Like sometimes your friends may be so talented. They may be publishing 10 papers. It's not important. Don't compare with others, because your ability is not their ability. Or sometimes your project is not their project. They may be having an easy project. You may be having a difficult project. The question you are answering may be different. So it's all different. So don't compare with others. Just compare you with yourself. Take a break if the things are not going well. If the research is not going well, you can take a vacation and come back as a fresh mind and start the research all over again. Make friends, talk to people, and discuss your issues. Begin with a fresh mind. And never ever don't stress yourself, because a balanced personal life is also very important for a better research. So if you overstress yourself with your personal issues or like any other things, you're not going to do a good research. So for making decisions in the career, first of all, know yourself. Be informed about your potential, your knowledge, and also informed about the opportunities. And test your choices. So once you complete your PhD or something, you might have different opportunities like faculty position, going to industries, or like working in different organizations. Ask yourself and test your choice. We are judged by what we finish and not by what we start. So it does not matter whether we worked for 1 year in one company and 1 year in one institute. It does not matter. You are finally judged by what you achieve at the end of your career. You have to have your own assessment. Why I am so qualified for this career, why I am opting for, why my CV is special from my equivalent peers. So know yourself and assess yourself, then take a decision about your career. So let's go through some heroines in the science. Marie Curie, right? She's a very well-known female scientist. She is the first person and the only woman who have been honored the Nobel Prize twice in two different fields, physics and chemistry. Her development of X-ray, that was a breakthrough discovery in science. It changed the entire science. So think, she is a woman. She is a woman not in 2020s. She is a woman in earlier centuries, where women did not have any rights to talk or vote, but she still made the wonder. The second heroine is Rosalind Franklin. So she is a very well-motivated scientist because she really wanted to become a scientist at her younger age, and her contribution to the X-ray crystallography changed the world. And her work, in fact, helped these people to get the Nobel Prize in 1962. So look at her. She is a woman as well. She made the history, right? So the limiting factor was the culture. It's not the women's brains, because women can do multiple things at the same time. She can take care of the kids. She can take care of the family. She can go for work. So the limiting factor is not with the women's capability or not with the women's brain. it was something wrong with the culture. So we have to change our culture. As I mentioned before, the culture of our family, culture of our society, and the scientific community. And as afterward, I just want to motivate you with some words from these eminent people. If you don't set goals for yourself, you are doomed to work to achieve the goals of someone else. And the higher you set your target, the higher you will grow. With that, I will conclude my talk and I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you.